Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you is going to make your blood boil. Donald Trump is making headlines again, saying he wants every single car sold in America to be made in America. Sounds patriotic, but here's the catch. He's threatening tariffs up to 50 or even 100% on Canada if there's no deal. It might sound like tough talk, but these tariffs are already wreaking havoc. And the company feeling it hardest? General Motors, GM, Chevrolet, GMC, Cadillac has just suffered a financial hit unlike anything in its modern history. $5 billion gone. And here's the kicker. The tariffs that were supposed to save American jobs are now killing them. Back in April, Washington imposed a 25% tariff on imported auto parts. Almost overnight, GM's financials collapsed. CEO Mary Barra had to admit that this single policy would wipe out $5 billion in earnings this year. Think about it. $5 billion is enough to build 10 new factories or pay 100,000 workers for a year. Instead, it's gone, burned up by tariffs. Modern cars aren't built in one country anymore. About 40% of GM's parts come from overseas. Electronics from Korea, wiring from Mexico, metals from Canada, and more. Take one example. A steering knuckle that used to cost $28 now costs $36 under tariffs. Multiply that across 30,000 parts per vehicle, and every truck costs an extra $3,200. And guess who pays that bill? You, the consumer. Tariffs were sold as a way to protect American jobs. But look what's happening instead. Detroit's Factory Zero sent 200 workers home in April. In Ontario, GM's Ingersoll plant shut down until October, laying off 1,200 workers. Oshawa's truck line cut its night shift. 700 jobs gone overnight. The damage didn't stop at the factory gates. A diner owner in Michigan told me he lost 40% of his customers in 1 month. Workers who used to come in before their shifts. A parts shop in Indiana said he may cut half his staff. These aren't just numbers. They're families, small businesses, and entire communities being crushed. Now let's talk about electric vehicles. The big bet GM made for the future. GM invested billions into its Ultium battery platform. The plan was to sell 100,000 electric Silverados a year just to break even. But Congress repealed the $7,500 EV tax credit, and tariffs hit critical battery minerals like lithium and cobalt. Costs soared. Instead of 100,000, GM is on track to sell just 65,000. The result? Tens of thousands of unsold EV trucks are sitting under plastic covers at Factory Zero, worth $45,000 each, batteries slowly degrading in the heat. It's like watching money burn in slow motion. And here's where things get even uglier. The tariffs have split organized labor. UAW President Shawn Fain praises tariffs, calling them a win for American jobs. Unifor in Canada is furious, accusing GM of sacrificing Canadian workers for political optics. Union halls that once stood united are now divided. Some workers whisper, "Cut the tariffs," as bills pile up, while others insist keep fighting. And when workers are divided, corporations win, because they can cut costs and shift blame. This isn't just GM's problem anymore. The whole auto industry is shaking. Stellantis, yeah, that's Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, is cutting 900 jobs in Indiana and Michigan. And Volvo, well, they're getting ready to lay off 1,000 workers in Pennsylvania and Virginia after truck prices jumped from $165,000 to $180,000. GM's Korean operations, which export nearly 90% of their cars to the U.S., may shut down entirely, just like GM quit Australia back in 2017. Suppliers are bleeding too. One Ontario firm lost $1.2 million in a week because of tariff paperwork delays. Parts that cross borders multiple times now carry multiple tariff risks. The supply chain is breaking. Right now, GM's planners see 3 outcomes. So, in the best case, parts from Mexico and Brazil start flowing again by summer. Production ramps up. Yeah, margins are thin, but at least the factories survive. Now, in the middle case, new tariffs on electronics from Japan and Korea end up driving costs higher. Plant use drops and credit ratings even get threatened. And, well, in the worst case, China cuts off rare earths. Ultium battery production just grinds to a halt. Plants in the United States and Canada could go dark for months, maybe even years. These tariffs were supposed to bring jobs home. Instead, they've created a $5 billion crater, idled plants, and left thousands of families struggling. And where are the politicians? Nowhere to be found. Trump brushed it off, saying, "They made their choices." Easy words when it's not your paycheck on the line. So here's the question. Are tariffs actually protecting American workers, or are they sinking the auto industry? If you were running GM, would you gamble on recovery or start making painful cuts? And most importantly, are we entering a bold new era of American-made manufacturing, or watching the slow collapse of the industry that built the middle class? This story is far from over. If you've been affected by the auto industry or know someone who has, tell me in the comments below. And if this opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because the fight for the future of American cars and American jobs is only just beginning.